Well, RXR Realty owns more than 70 commercial office buildings in New York City and the surrounding areas, including 75 Rockefeller Plaza. And we had a chance to speak with their CEO about the future of offices and how to implement some of the changes to reflect the new work reality.
We've created a product called RXR, which really provides our tenants with the tools, the new protocols, and the information that enables them to get to work and work in a safe way and get the best and the most out of their workplace. And it starts really at educating them at home. So, before they even come to work, they're going to look at an app and they're going to be able to see what's the health index of the building. And if it's something that it's weak, which they'll actually decide, I'll stay home. We look at 1,000 pieces of data to develop that health index. You mentioned earlier about coming in rotations or staggered openings, which we're going to have to do. The app will give them the time in terms of what time they should be coming in, so we don't have concentration in our lobbies or on public transportation in there. And they'll fill out a wellness index where they'll take their temperature, answer a few questions, and get a green or red as to whether or not they should come to work, even to start with. And then when they come in, they're going to be coming into the buildings, and there'll be a thermal scanner that will check their temperature. If it's more than 100.4, we'll have a wellness concierge that will greet them, do a verification of the temperature. If it's still over 100.4, we'll get them a card to either take them home or to a medical facility, do whatever is needed. They'll be wearing a face mask, the social distance. We'll have the sensors to make sure that people are social distancing and wearing their face masks. When they get in the elevators, again, they're going to have to maintain a new protocol where we'll have boxes in the elevators, and they'll stand in a box and they'll wear a mask and face forward. And then when they go into their space, they're going to have to, again, practice social distancing. And so we're giving them tools through this app that actually will measure when they are social distancing. And at the end of the day, they can actually look and say, okay, I was able to social distance over 70% of the time. So maybe I can get up to 80%. Change behaviors, right? So that they eventually feel more natural within their workspace. Moving, staggering around their desks so that there's not people any closer than 6 feet from each other or facing each other is going to be a change. Giving them the ability, again, to look at a heat map on their app where there shows where there's concentration. So if they got to go to the restroom, if the restroom is more than 50% occupied, they'll wait. Or if they got to go get their lunch, which we'll be setting up, that it will tell them sort of where there's people. So, a whole new set of protocols.
Truly incredible. And you're talking about, listen, New York City is uniquely challenged. I think we can agree to that, Scott. It's a vertical city. We move 6 million people around in underground metal tubes in the subway. Millions come in via Metro North and New Jersey Transit. Again, a metal tube, windowless. New York City's got its own challenges. But your firm is also in the suburbs. And a lot of the CEOs I've talked about say, right now, let's say they have 1,000 workers in Manhattan on Park Avenue. The new world for them may be 325 in New Jersey, 325 on that Park Avenue, 325 in Westchester, and then others are scattered. Do you see sort of suburban, lower slung, 3 stories or less, staircases, not elevators? Do you see that low slung suburban real estate, which has kind of been ignored for a long time? Do you think that could make a comeback?
So I think that you'll see, as you're describing, what I call it's a distributed workforce, right? So that the company will have a certain amount of people in their headquarters, and then they'll have satellite offices that surround their headquarters. And as we speak to some of our clients now, they're looking at the zip codes as to where their workforce lives so they can actually decide where they might put them in some of these satellite offices. And everyone has been getting dense, right? Trying to get as many people in as small space as possible to save money. Now, the workforce wants more space. And so rather than being maybe 150 square feet per person, it may be 250 or 300 square feet per person. So a company is going to need to change the nature of their space. So either they need to take more space in the city or they're going to have to look to disperse it elsewhere.
Because, people say, oh, I'm short commercial real estate because, the commercial real estate is toast. Sounds like some parts of commercial real estate are in trouble, but others may benefit, Scott. Like you said, you just talked about needing more space. So it's this balance of a lot of people are not going to go back to a building. They'll work from home. But those who eventually do, and let's be clear, in 5 years, things will be very different. The way that we feel now will change when the pandemic is long gone, hopefully. There actually may be a need for more space.
Yeah, listen, I think there's the new abnormal. So this period while the vaccine's out there, that clearly is going to be need for more space, and there's going to be more of an emphasis on remote working during that period of time. And then when we get to the new normal, just like we saw after 9/11, right? Some of the protocols and the infrastructure that was put in place after 9/11 carried on. And I think the same thing is going to happen here.